Kegels. So we've all heard of them, we've all been told that we should be doing them, but where do you start? So let's start off by getting on the same page. Kegels, or Kegels, you can say them either way, are a type of pelvic floor muscle exercise. So the pelvic floor is this lovely group of muscles here, and it runs from sit bone to sit bone, pubic bone to tailbone, and it works to help support your organs, to help maintain continence. It has all types of wonderful functions to help support your body. So in order to do a Kegel, the most important thing is to be able to find the pelvic floor muscles. A lot of people like to squeeze their inner thighs or squeeze their butt muscles, and they think that they're doing a Kegel when in fact their pelvic floor isn't involved at all. So what I'd like you to do is start off by just sitting nice and tall and taking a hand and finding one of your sit bones. From there, you're going to gently curl your fingers right inside your sit bone until you feel some soft muscles. And then from there, take a nice deep breath in. When we inhale, we should feel the muscles lengthen into our fingertips, and when we exhale, they return to their starting spot. This can be a little bit challenging to feel, so if you don't feel it right away, that's okay. Know that you aren't alone. Sometimes this is easiest to feel sitting. Other times people have more success if they're lying on their side. They find it a little bit easier to relax and lengthen those muscles. From there, what you're going to do is you'll take that nice deep breath in, let those muscles lengthen, and as you exhale, think about a squeeze and lift. The pelvic floor muscles are shaped kind of like a sling or a bowl. So think about when you inhale, that bowl drops a little deeper. When you exhale, there's a squeeze and lift. The lift component is just as important as the squeeze. Sometimes I like to think about the analogy of an elevator. If the ground floor is your resting position, when you inhale, the elevator drops into the basement. When you squeeze and lift, the elevator goes up to the second floor. So I'll oftentimes have people start with just focusing on that inhale. Inhaling to lengthen the pelvic floor, really easy exhale, just come back down to the ground floor. Once that starts to feel easy, then I'll have them add on that squeeze and lift up to the second floor. So sometimes finding that squeeze and lift is a really big challenge. So there are a couple of different analogies that I'll give people. One that you've probably heard before is pretend like you're trying to stop the flow of urine, or pretend like you're trying not to pass gas. This can help to isolate either the front muscles or the back muscles. If you're not successful with that, you can also try thinking about taking that nice deep breath in. As you exhale, think about taking a sip of a martini or a sip through a straw. This can really help to find that lift. Another technique that I'll use for people who maybe they just aren't such of a visual person is if you start with a really low hum, like that is one way to help the pelvic floor muscles lengthen. And then if you go to a high hum, the pelvic floor muscles, they have to engage and lift. So if you've tried some of these techniques, you just aren't a visual learner, you aren't quite sure what you're feeling with that sound, what you can try instead is pulling out a mirror. Some of us, we just need to see what's going on with our bodies to really connect and feel like we're engaging and we're understanding what's happening. So what I recommend people do is recline against your headboard or in the bathtub, somewhere where you feel comfortable, and take your mirror and just gently look at the vulva. See when you breathe in, can you see those muscles descend? When you breathe out, can you see them lift? And then see what happens if you breathe in, exhale, think about that squeeze and lift, trying not to pass gas or stop the flow of urine. Do you see a little bit of a lift or a little bit of a pucker at those tissues? So I hope that these tips are helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to send us a message. Thank you.